Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Buckshot Thursday here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm Miles, your host, Air the Ohio Patriot, along with Tactical Muffin Top. And for today's episode, we are going to talk about Speaker of the House of Ohio, Jason Stephens, and why he must be ousted from not only the speakership, but the General Assembly entirely for corruption and a bunch of other stuff. We also got some other topics we're going to talk about after that, mostly two-way related and whatnot. But that'll be the main one of the day because it's sort of a pseudo Oathbreakers episode since we didn't get a chance to do that yesterday is what it was. So, anyway.
She's a beaut for
So, we're going to start out with the article here and why one of the many reasons that Stephens is corrupt as shit and probably one of the worst speakers in the last 25 years. And that says something considering Larry Householder, that was 2 speakers ago, is now in federal prison for corruption scandals. So, which Jason probably should be too at this point, since he only became Speaker of the House by getting every single Democrat to vote for him, which there was more Democrats voted for him into the speakership than there was Republicans in his own party. And if we had done it based on simply the supermajority that held power at the time, and it was it was only Republicans being able to vote in the speaker's race, he would have lost by a 2-1 margin or more. So, yeah, we got Ohio House Committee chairs removed by Speaker Jason Stephens for aiding GOP opponents. This guy even looks like a fucking turd, honestly. Like, he just looks like a scumbag sack of shit. Yeah, it said Columbus, Ohio. This was, I think this happened yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It says 6 Ohio House Committee chairs were removed Wednesday from leadership positions, as well as committees themselves, by House Speaker Jason Stephens for aiding opponents of pro-Stephens Republicans. Says the move announced by Stephens via a House memo. This guy didn't have the balls to actually call people and be like, "Hey, I'm removing you from like your chair committees," is what it is there. And a lot of these committees too, by the way, these were like the main chair people and stuff like that, which is even worse because now they have no main chair in them at all. Like, I think they still have vice chairs and stuff like that, so they potentially could still bring forth legislation and whatnot. But the problem is when you have like the main chair, and then you have like the secondary chair. The main chair is who's actually going to bring up bills and stuff like that to it. So basically, and the worst thing is too, is that Jason said over a year ago at this point, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're totally going to have a Second Amendment Preservation Act to a floor vote by the end of 2023. That still ain't happened. We still ain't got anything for it for even 2024. Here's what it is, because not only is he fucking trying to pull some shit with it, you have other scumbags like Blue at Sarah Carruthers is one of the biggest ones, who is also sitting there fucking around. And now, from what I heard from Chris Dorff from Ohio Gunners recently, you actually have a bunch of these motherfuckers trying to play moderate now to get reelected into office in districts that are like hard red. And it's like, what the fuck, man? And it really is time to just Article 1, Section 2 a bunch of these people. For those who don't know what that is, basically Article 1, Section 2 of the Ohio Constitution says that at any time you can essentially recall someone, and if not, remove them from office entirely without a recall is what it is. Just kick them out, basically. And if there's 2 things that are going to happen right now. Depends on what happens with these committees and stuff like that. But if Jason pulls some bullshit where he tries to put Democrats in these positions and stuff like that, 100% I'm going to lead a recall against him with Article 1, Section 2. And I will not stop until this fucker is gone from the General Assembly and possibly in prison after that for other crimes and stuff he's committed. Because I guarantee he's doing backdoor shady-ass bribe deals and stuff like that that I could probably prove at some point if given enough time and resources and whatnot. So, number 1, though, is just removing him from power entirely. And then the secondary thing is to start kicking a lot of other people out, too, for that matter. Because we have an election cycle coming up this year. The fact that they are so fucking pussified at this point, not even doing their jobs to, like, protect the Second Amendment and actually keep the oath that they swore to the U.S. Constitution and the Ohio Constitution, for that matter, that directly impacts the Second Amendment and is directly them supposedly having an oath to the Second Amendment, but yet they're completely fucking over is what it is all the time. So,
well, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think the Second Amendment's not most people's priority at this point anymore, which is sad.
It's not,
I
and
think
it should
probably
be
a minority.
Well, what's sad in general is it's not even just the Second Amendment; it's also the First Amendment, for that matter. Like, they don't give a shit about any of the Constitution. And like I said before, dude, like, you'll see with so many people going out there and they will sit there and they will swear an oath to multiple, like, especially their state reps or state senators or whatever the case be. They'll swear oaths to multiple constitutional, state, and federal that have Second Amendment priority stuff in them and have First Amendment priority stuff in them and whatnot. And then, like, basically Bill of Rights is what it is. And then immediately after, their first act is to basically do a Speaker of the House, and they immediately break their oath by picking that person. Or something else for that matter. It might not be, might be like the first bill that goes in front of them in a committee chair or something like that, or even like a committee hearing, or whatever the case be. It's like anti-gun bullshit, anti-life bullshit, all that stuff like that. And it's like, bro, how the fuck are you going to sit here and honestly tell me that you give a shit about the Constitution? You shouldn't be in office after that point when you are obviously an oath breaker. You are breaking your sworn oath to office. You should be ousted from the entire government at that point. And it's just a bunch of shit entirely. I know for a fact this state is one of the most corrupt, is what it is right now. It has been for years. Even the fucking feds admitted that shit years ago. So, and that's the problem. They talk about us being a corrupt state and stuff like that, yet they don't do anything to actually investigate fucking criminals in the General Assembly is what it is. Because the truth of the matter is, not only should Larry Householder have gone down for that HB6 bribery scandal, you should have had current Governor Mike DeWine, you should have had current Lieutenant Governor John Ousted, you should have had about probably 20 different guys in the GOP right now, and you should have had the entire Democrat Party go down with him at that point. Like there's over 70 other people that should have been thrown into prison with his ass at that point, just because of everything that went down there is what it is.
They'll never do it. They're making all kinds of money, man.
Well, no, they'll throw him under the fucking bus is what it is for the scapegoat, and then walk away scot-free is what it is. And that's exactly why people like me are going to get into politics and take down these seats of power and eventually get to the point where we're like, no, you know what? We're going to arrest these motherfuckers after the fact is what it is for various shit. Like, there ain't no statute of limitations on various crimes, dude, and we're going to arrest your houses on those crimes it'll be. So, it's like TikTok, motherfuckers. Time is coming up. Anyway, continuing on with the rest of this article, though. Yeah, so Stephen said, sent a memo to these people that were moving chairs and stuff, said is the speaker's strongest action yet against antagonist from within his own Republican caucus as he tries to fend off outgoing Senate President Matt Hoffman's attempt to unseat him as Speaker next year. So here's the thing about that one, right? In order for Matt Hoffman to even be able to be Speaker of the House next year, he would have to win his race this coming November. The thing is, I'm pretty sure both him and Jason Stevens are in districts where they're one-horse races. There's nobody else running against them on the Democrat side or any independent or anything else like that for that matter, which goes back to something I've said many times here in Ohio. And it's not going to be for every state, it have to be for this state and like a few other states respectively, because we have more state reps and stuff like that in our state house than counties in our state. But you could basically, there's 16 races right now, both Democrat and Republican. I think majority Democrat is what it is. Probably like 9 or 10 of them are Democrats. But I know at least six or seven are Republicans, though. And they're single-person races. So no matter what, you're going to get into power. As soon as you win your primary, you're going to be in power if you even had a primary challenger for that matter. So the issue here is those districts do not need to exist. And if they do exist, they need to be combined with other districts is what it is then. And we go down to a point where we have 88 instead of 99 is what it is then. So anyway, not to mention that Hoffman's also breaking term limits in the state house / state senate, which is something we enacted almost 10 years ago now. And it's not like he's the first one to do it either, by the way. It's been, as far as I've been paying attention, for about the last 5 years or so, give or take. This is now at least the third time that both Republicans and Democrats have started to flip-flop from the state house to the state senate, and the state senate to the state house is what it is then. That's the reason that Bob Peterson's a current state rep instead of a state senator, et cetera, et cetera. So, go ahead.
So how you need to bring this, like, if you're going to do something, you got to go, like, volunteer your time and, like, hand out flyers or something, or, like, go give speeches and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, there's not enough people doing that. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. And, like, some of these people, quite frankly, like, if they're freaking 9 to 5ers now, give a crap, man. And
no, they don't.
They don't have time to keep up with it.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I think a lot of people don't even realize what's going on at all is what it is, and they're like oblivious. And that's the problem with a lot of voters in this country is that you will have these people who are just hate X, Y, or Z of other party. Let me just down ticket Democrat or down ticket Republican, whatever it is the case be. And that's the actual biggest problem right there, because especially in presidential election cycles, this is how you get a lot of rhinos into power. They will sit there and lie their asses off continuously. And it's like, oh, hey, everybody, Trump's on the ticket now. And everybody's like, okay, cool, we're going to vote down, take a Republican. And they put in the worst fucking rhinos possible that are just complete backdoor shady ass Democrats and just fuck scumbag ass bribe pieces of shit that are independents and stuff like that's what it is then. Faking to be Republican. So, but yeah, it's just all kinds. It's basically just corruption on top of corruption then. And it's exactly how Matt Hoffman got into power here in the state Senate. Or sorry, not Matt Hoffman, Matt Dolan. Got my Matt's mixed up. Yeah, Hoffman's actually a decent guy as Senate president, but he needs to be out, is what it is, period. And then just based on term limits is what it is. And Matt Dolan, though, is a complete sack of shit. This dude is the biggest fucking criminal. I'm so fucking glad he lost that Senate primary a couple months ago now. The problem is that you also have fucking anti-gunner Bernie Moreno, who Trump actually backed, being the guy that's the one to go against Sherrod Brown to come November is what it'll be. So that's going to suck ass too. And I refuse to vote for either of these guys at this point because they're both anti-gun fuckers is what it is. So if nothing else, I'm just going to cast my vote for myself at that point and say fuck it. So, because it's better, I'd rather waste my vote on my own name and stuff like that than these fucking idiots is what it is. So I'm sure Moreno will probably win, honestly, if he actually can. But then again, it might be another time where Sherrod Brown cheats again is what it is, just like he did in 2018 to get back into power and just has a bunch of dead people vote for him and stuff like that. Which piece of shit Frank LaRose still has yet to actually talk about here or do any investigations into. And I can literally hand him like a giant stack of paperwork that says, here's all the dead people that voted for Sherrod Brown in 2018, bro. It's like, do your job, Secretary of State, seriously. So it's just fucking retarded is what it is, dude. I'm just so sick of all of it, honestly. But anyway, going back to the rest of this article, though. Said the memo, the people that Jason Stevens was removing were state reps Rodney Creech, who is the chair of the and a member of the House Agriculture Committee, State Rep Phil Plummer, who was the chair of the House Congressional Resolutions Committee. By the way, if he would actually appoint a Democrat to anything to start doing anti-gun bullshit, it's probably going to be this committee, would be my guess, because it would be constitutional resolutions. Then we got Daryl Kick, who was booted, who was a member and chair of the House Energy and Natural Resources Committee. We had Adam Byrd removed, who was the House chair and member of the House Primary and Secondary Education Committee. Scott Lips, who was actually a scumbag and should have been booted out of office last year, or not last year, 2 years ago, back in 2022, because you had them going out of session for, I think it was like 3 months or something for a summer break. And when they came back in, they started doing stuff that was, it was between teacher carry things, if I'm not mistaken, and it was some other stuff related like education. And this guy basically called. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. In between my very intermediate deal since I'm cooking, is there anybody like running that you like support, endorse, anything at all? Like people. Maybe you could, help on like their campaign. Like ask if you could help on their campaign.
The problem is the people that I would support are like way far away from me in other counties.
I mean, okay.
So it's not like I can do like boots on the ground, like knocking on doors and shit like that for them. So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. I was just seeing.
Yeah, no.
Like if there's something you could do like that way to
help. My best thing I will do is, if and when it happens, I will sit here in the next month or two and probably start doing endorsements based on the network is what it is. Like I did a couple years ago is what it was. And that's the way people are going to get my reach and stuff like that. And it all depends if I actually feel like endorsing or not. Because right now, like there's a lot of people I just feel like not even endorsing at all. And there's been people who are already booted out from the General Assembly as well, because there's already been, we're going to talk about that in a minute here, who've already lost their seats in this election cycle because they got primaried out is what it is, because they were anti-gun sacks and shit is what it is there. And like just Jason Stevens douchebags is what it is. So, but anyway. So yeah, going back to Scott Lips though, you had Scott Lips who, there was a guy who was calling him out as what it was in this committee that he was chairing and being like, why are you guys taking so many breaks and so long or whatever the case be? And Lips was trying to actually have the state house cops remove him from the fucking premises. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, that's the kind of corruption bullshit I'm talking about, too, in some cases. Like, that's the little things, by the way, they're willing to basically have in your face. Not the fucking, hey, I'm going to accept an envelope full of cash, Alice Russo style in the back fucking 3 years ago and never be, looked into for or anything like that. But yeah, Lips was the chair and member of House Public Health Policy Committee, and then Marilyn John, who I think was the only Republican that voted for DeWine to stay in power for lockdown stuff. and basically give the governor whatever they wanted to like do lockdowns forever. Is what it is then. Was the chair and member of the state House State and Local Government Committee. So, and that could also be another one too. Like, it would either be the Constitutional Resolutions Committee or it would be the House, State, and Local Government Committee. That would be the anti-gun shit would be going in those places though. If Stevens were to put Democrats in there, or even like Rhino section shit that would be pulling them forward and whatnot. Anyway, since removals are effective immediately, memo stated, and the positions will remain vacant for now, quote, until further action is taken by Speaker Jason Stevens. And that's the scary part right there. It says, quote, chairman should be trustworthy and operate with integrity, Stevens said in a statement, which is fucking ironic because he's the most he has no integrity whatsoever and is the most untrustworthy motherfucker in the entire General Assembly right now, with the R next to his name. Says, quote, the trust has been broken. What members can trust them at this point? No, it's basically what members can trust you at this point, buddy. Since we all know that Derek Marin is the actual chair of the Republican House here in the state of Ohio, who should be Speaker, by the way, and would be Speaker if it was only Republicans voting for this whole speakership, because Derek had like 45 votes. Anyway, so Stevens spoke. Spokesman Pat Milton said in a statement that committee leadership will be resolved shortly. We anticipate being able to continue to do work of the State House. It says anti-Stevens Republicans accuse the Speaker of working against the majority of the 67-member House GOP caucus, which supported State Rep Derek Marin of Toledo for the speakership. By the way, Derek Marin is now running to unseat Marcy Kaptur in Congress. Hopefully he can do it because that bitch has been in power for almost 50 fucking years now. Anyway, it said Jason Stevens beat Marin with the support of about a third of the House Republicans, being 22, and all 32 House Democrats, because he literally made a fucking backdoor deal with Allison Russo to do so, even though she should be in prison right now for accepting bribe deals from Moms Who Made Action 3 years ago. As well as Casey Weinstein, who's also in that 32, who he hooked himself 5 years ago, a month after I was federally swatted. So, anyways, a feud between Stevens and his political opponents resulted in many of the 22 House Republicans who voted for him being challenged in last month's election primary. The Ohio House Republican Alliance, the House GOP campaign arm that supports Stevens controls, spent more than $3 million in ads to support those Republicans, as well as other Republicans who agreed to contribute to the campaign funding for that whole GOP campaign fund, which is all kinds of shady shit, by the way. And that's the kind of backdoor shady shit I'm talking about right there. That's like the dark money bribe stuff is what it is going on right there. It says Jason Stevens has repeatedly told reporters in recent weeks that his goal has been to protect House Republican incumbents regardless of their support for him, which is an absolute lie. He also called out his House GOP colleagues who back challengers to sitting House Republicans. Quote, the Speaker is working to unite the caucus, which is a fucking lie. If he was really doing that, he would actually step down from the speakership and just give it to Derek Marin for the last 7 months of the fucking General Assembly right now is what it is. So they did the very thing that they accused him of doing, which is absolute lies. He's actually doing exactly what he is fucking accusing them of doing. So in addition to losing significant power given to committee chairs to aid or kill legislation that comes before their committees, each of the 6 who received a $9,000 per year stipend for serving those committee chairs. So yeah, they're basically, that's what's even more fucked up, by the way. So as a House, like in the state of Ohio, we have 2 different things here. I think this is the same way for most general assemblies across this country. So you get like a base pay as a state rep or state senator, whatever the case be. And if you're chairing a committee, you get like almost a $10,000 bonus on top of that for the year, which is fucking insane because it means instead of them making like, I think it's like, I want to say it's like 37,000 almost a year or something like that here. They're now making like 47,000 a year. Or actually, no, sorry. I think it's like 47,000 almost for their base pay. And then it's like another 10,000 on top of that. So it's like basically like 57,000 a year or something like that, which is fucking nuts because the median income of Ohio is only like 30 something thousand right now. So anyway, although I know there are state houses where you have like $60,000, $70,000 a year fucking jobs, which is totally insane, honestly.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like, did they get anything else on top of that, like their campaign and all that as well, or any other like kickbacks?
No, as far as I'm aware, like the things with being like a state politician, you obviously get free healthcare paid by the taxpayers, obviously what that is, which includes like dental, all kinds of doctor's visits, all this stuff like that. If you need any kind of medical stuff, any kind of big pharmaceuticals, anything like that, whatever it is there, that's all paid for by taxpayers. And then it's then they get the obviously extra like 9-10 grand there for the stipend thing. And then I believe like the biggest thing there is being a committee chair is that you actually, like they were saying there, you actually have the ability to be like, people are like, oh, we want to bring up this anti-gun piece of legislation. They're just like, no, we're not doing that here. And they can just tell them to fuck off with it, or like take it to the committee or whatever the case be. Or they can be like, okay, cool, we'll put it in this committee, and then like have like one hearing on it or something like that, and then immediately be like, no, we're never hearing this again for the rest of the General Assembly kind of thing, and they'll just kill it in that committee is what it is then. Which is what they tend to do with a lot of the anti-gun bullshit here in the last like 6-7 years that I paid attention for. Is they will actually take, if they bring in these anti-gun bills even to a committee at all, they'll usually take them to the same committee that they're going to die in is what it is. Now, granted, that's changed since that piece of shit Bob Peterson flip-flopped the General Assembly in the last election cycle here, because he's now given a bunch of Democrats first hearings and stuff like that on a bunch of different anti-gun stuff, from safe storage laws to universal background check crap to red flag law garbage. I know the one most recently, it was that stupid ass gun violence task force trying to create, which basically whoever is going to be the head of that gets like $100,000 a year paycheck, which makes sense why the only Republican on it is that piece of shit, Josh Williams, who I've called out many times as Judas Josh at this point, because he is. The guy is totally fucking stabbing everybody in the back at this point and claims to be all pro 2A, but yet he'll be the supporting bullshit that is going to directly be possibly giving him a fucking job paying $100,000 a year after the fact. So it's like, what the hell, bro? And the worst part is that dude's a first-term state rep, too, so he's only been in there like a year and a half at this point. And that shows how corrupt you can become in 18 months, basically. So, anyway. But, going back to this, though. Says 5 out of the 6 people that were chairs made contributions via their campaigns, which would be this is the weird thing too about politics, I think the most actually, is that you can have a bunch of money in your own war chest for like a campaign or whatever, like let's say like $1 million or something, and you can sit there and donate like $40,000 or $50,000 to a different person's campaign then, of like your quote unquote personal campaign funds, which to me is just fucking insane, because it's like that in of itself is kind of shady too, because you're basically like, okay, now you're indebted to me for this much money kind of thing is what it is there. And again, that's what leads to more corruption, et cetera, there. So, but anyway, as I said here, it said, 5 out of 6 attributed money from their campaigns.
Well, yeah, that's how they make the extra cash.
To Republican opponents and other House incumbents, including in some cases the candidates who defeated state reps John Cross, Brett Hillner, and Gail Palgia. So yeah, these are the 3 basically rhinos that got ousted last month or so from these primaries. And I think I'm pretty sure the people that beat them in those races were pro Matt Hoffman people. And that's the big thing with Matt Hoffman. And this is actually one reason why I wish I hit the lottery, because if I'd hit the lottery before all this, I would have actually gone on a whole spending spree and just gotten a fuck ton of grassroots candidates in there as like third options and stuff like that, to basically oust both Stevens people and Hoffman people, and then it would be us just taking over General Assembly at that point and being all pro 2A as fuck after the fact is what it is then. Which obviously is my end game if I ever do hit the lottery or have like a bunch of money is what it is there, Bloomberg style. So, and I'll just tell you that to your face right now, because I know I'm constitutional flux what it is, dude. Trying to bring it back to the old people is what it is now. But yeah, so we had John Cross, Brett Hudson Hillner, and Gail Palgia, who were all ousted. I think Gail was actually the least in there, because I think the other 2 were like 3rd or 4th term state reps or something. Or sorry, they were 3rd term state reps going into 4 terms would have been. I think she was only in her 1st or 2nd term now is what it is. So then we had Daryl Kick, who donated to state rep Ron Ferguson. Ferguson being a vocal opponent of Stevens, who is being discussed as a potential candidate for the speakership himself in 2025. Ron Ferguson is not a good dude either. He is definitely just a party line fucking... I don't really want to say rhino per se, but he's definitely not good, is what it is. And this is what Ron Ferguson looks like. I mean, he's been outspoken about like 2A stuff here, and he's been like decently... Like, he was the one guy actually who was talking about when we had all the shootings down in Columbus here about a year ago or so, give or take, around the Short North area, he was actually one of the ones that was calling out the anti-gun media and being like, no, it's not the guns. It's actually, you know, these fucking idiot teenagers and stuff like that doing the shit. Like, don't blame the gun, blame the person behind it kind of thing. So he was good on that aspect of things, but like, I know he's done like a bunch of other shady shit in the background is what it is then. And it's just weird to me that you would have this guy being, you know, sort of propped up to be a potential speaker as well. And if it was between like, truthfully, I believe it was between like him, Hoffman, and Stevens, I think Matt Hoffman takes it down immediately because, first of all, Matt Hoffman has been a great Senate president for the last 8 years in our General Assembly, and he's got a lot of stuff done. I would almost consider him like a moderate party line Republican when it comes to certain things. Like, he's not like, you know, super pro 2A or anything like that, but he'll like make sure that Second Amendment stuff does pass through is what it is. But then again, he's also like very fixated on other certain things that maybe go a little bit too far on certain aspects, and that's what hurts him in the long run because then people will call him out on these things. What it is then. So anyway, it says contributions were disclosed during last round of campaign finance filings, which was made last week. It says Scott Lips in an interview Wednesday evening noted that he donated only to one candidate challenging a pro-Stevens incumbent, who is Gina Collinsworth, one of the two Republicans running against State Rep Justin Pezel of Scioto County, who was appointed to the House last year. This is what pisses me off about Ohio, too, for that matter. Instead of us actually having special elections when people are, like, removed from the General Assembly or, like, leave for, like, another position or whatever it is there, you will have whatever party it is be able to just appoint some motherfucker to the General Assembly. And it's like, first of all, nobody voted for this Justin guy for anything. Who they actually voted for, and I believe this was the seat that Chris Jordan was holding. They voted for Chris Jordan, who died last year and had to be replaced is what it was. And it's like, no, they could have just as easily had a special election for Chris Jordan's seat and had people who actually wanted somebody who they voted for into power, not this fucking jackass, who's obviously just a Jason Stevens stooge is what it is then. So anyway, it says Lips said he was sad and disappointed, not only with Stevens' decision to remove him from his chair, but the manner in which he did it. Lips said he didn't know about Stevens' move until a lobbyist called him. Lips was quoted as saying, "My phone was on all day. I could have taken a call if someone had the respect and or leadership skills to call me." And that's the sad part, right? Like, that act, and that's the thing. I will actually give Scott Lips that on that one. As much as I don't like that guy for the shit he's pulled here, is what it is, in like various committees and stuff like that, I will respect him on that one because it's like, yeah, the fact that you have such little respect for your fellow members of your own caucus, for that matter, to not even give them a call and be like, "Hey, yeah, man, I'm removing you from this thing, and this is why," basically. And it's like, I think you're trying to fuck me over, so I'm going to fuck you over, basically, is what it will be. And, like, you could have been disturbed about it, too, as well. But that's the thing with Jason Stevens. Jason Stevens is a coward. He's a fucking weasel sack of shit, basically, is what it is, dude. So, anyway. Continuing on, though, it said Daryl Kick in a text wrote that it is disappointing, to say the least, that Stevens removed him and the other 5 people from their chairs. So the chairs of these committees put their heart and soul into their jobs and positions, Kick said. We are losing some great ones. Says Bird and John declined to comment on Wednesday evening. The plain dealer of Cleveland, Cleveland.com, reached out to Plummer and Creech for comment. Said, here is the full memo. And it talks about the memo there is what it is. So yeah, so apparently none of the other got back to us what it was there, which I'm not surprised by. It's like, why would you? Like, if nothing else, they'll just be like, fuck this guy. And that's another thing too, by the way. So that there's actually lawsuits going on right now with the that campaign arm of the GOP here, because they are actually trying to take it from Stevens is what it is right now. And I think maybe that's the reason that he actually got rid of Phil Plummer too, if I'm not mistaken, because I believe in the lawsuit there, it's supposed to be if the other members do win it, it would be Phil Plummer that would actually be the main guy in power for the campaign arm then, and be able to like disperse money to others is what it is then. And so that would make total sense that Stevens would get rid of him as a chair then, if that be the case, because then it's like, oh, I'm going to completely fuck you over because you're trying to fuck me out of the campaign money is what it is then or whatever. And yeah, it's all kinds of shady shit basically. And then there's also in that lawsuit as well, it's either they're going to take the the OHRA thing, or it would be them actually creating another campaign thing for the GOP or something it is then. But either way, all the money that's in the current one would basically go into that fund. That would happen then if that be the case. So, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. And it's one of those things that only happens if you're actually paying attention to politics in Ohio, which I do obviously every day because I live here is what it is. So. Then, of course, we got this one, which is moving topics, obviously, for a minute here. We got new World Economic Forum report says 98% of central banks have agreed to replace paper money with trackable digital cash, which is a super scary thought to think about, man. And just one step closer to Demolition Man right now. Now we just need the franchise wars so that Pizza Hut can win out. For those who don't know, obviously in the U.S. version it was Taco Bell, but then the it was Britain or the UK or something like that version of it, where it was actually Pizza Hut that won out the franchise wars. So it's pretty funny.
This is the Tactical Muffin Top. Let's make sure that we get Ohio Patriots channel here to 1,000 likes, subs, and shares. I haven't been very vocal in this because I've been cooking, but Ohio's a good dude and he's very political, and Tactical Muffin Top approved. There's a plug, homie.
Thank you for that. Moving on to other topics we're going to talk about today, which is a bunch of bearing arms articles. We're getting to our two-way stuff here. I'm just going to start headlining a lot of stuff, and then we'll read a couple of them, actually, and that's what we're going to finish off the day with. But, yeah, we got still more questions and answers in South Carolina man's wrongful arrest by ATF. We got NRA reformers win seats on board of directors. I mean, that's good and all, but, like, the problem is the NRA, I think, is unfixable at this point. Like, it's better to just shut the whole fucking thing down and, like, start fresh is what it is. Better 2A groups like mine. So... Then we got North Carolina gun thief. She used forklift to steal guns. We're actually going to read that one in a few minutes here because that's just fucking insane. Then we got Biden bullied into breaking silence, reality for spoiled students. I think that might just be a video. Yeah, it's just a video and you can't actually read the actual text of it then because it's all what you call it there. Then we got Are You the Cemetery? Josh Howley makes a fool out of Interior Secretary Deb Howland, who is literally a fucking dumbass Biden stooge, and her idiotic ass is only empowered because of fucking identity politics garbage is what it is there, dude. Which, being Secretary of the Interior, like, that's a pretty big job because it means you're, like, essentially, like, the Secretary of America, like, our internal, structures and stuff like that's what it is there. And yet this woman's done absolutely fuck all to do anything and just sits there and puts identity politics of, like, oh, well, I'm this indigenous person and everything. It's like, shut up, bitch. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're nothing. You're a fucking appointee of a fucking cheating piece of shit. You don't hold any power at all. Go fuck off. Seriously. Then we got TikTok trans activists are now talking about 8-person trans poly-s. I'm not even sure what that one's about. That just seems crazy. So. It's just like a YouTube video or something like that on that one. Then we got St. Benito's censored by 9th Circuit Court over scared straight tactic. We got UK sword attack, kills teen, leaves 5 injured, but at least there was no one with a gun to stop him. We also got Colorado's governor signs bill mandating merchant category codes for gun shops. This is actually one of the few things that was talked about in the last week or so there in Colorado about how you had... like, obviously, their AWB there is, like, the biggest one, which I don't know if that's even going through it all yet or not. But if it's not, they got 6 days right now to get it completely done. I don't think it's going to happen at all if it hasn't already gone through at least one Senate hearing and stuff like that. But, yeah, the merchant code thing is basically, it would be whenever you buy, like, guns or, like, ammo of a certain kind or whatever it is there. Like, it's automatically going to be on your credit card stuff, which, again, is more of a great thing to actually just be like, hey, this is why I use cash to buy these things then. And again, that goes back to the Economic Forum thing of they're trying to now do away with cash to make digital currency and trackable shit so they can track every goddamn purchase you ever make. So this is absolute bullshit, non-constitutional as fuck, dude, because it's all kinds of privacy violations. Fourth Amendment rights are out the window on that one entirely, and it's just a bunch of shit entirely, bro. So then we got Charlotte was awful, but not evidence. We need more gun control. For those known about Charlotte, North Carolina, this basically is flipped out of the thing real quick because obviously it was a black guy that they were trying to arrest who was a prohibited person that possession of firearms. And yeah, he basically killed 4 cops. There's what it is. And I think he shot like about 6 or 7 others or something. So he was definitely ready for him. And again, it goes back more to violent criminals shouldn't be out of prison, is what it is, dude. So then we got quack in Pennsylvania law leads to charges against armed citizens. This is what I thought was very interesting. We're actually going to read this. Guns found in campus protests in Florida and Texas. So, yeah, not surprising you have the leftist, literal fucking Islamic terrorists in possession of firearms, probably illegally in most cases, actually.
This is my shocked face.
Not to mention the fact that you also have most campuses in this country you cannot carry onto because you don't have campus carry is what it is, which I think is absolute bullshit and unconstitutional wealth, because that's actually the reason why we have a lot of violence down in Ohio, or down in the Columbus area near Ohio State is what it is, because you basically have a sidewalk that's considered Ohio State's campus, and somebody like me cannot be constitutionally carrying on that fucking sidewalk, and it's like, that's bullshit, dude, because it's an infringement of my rights. I'll carry whatever the fuck I want to carry, dickhead, because this is my fucking state, bitch. So, obviously I'm not going to carry into hospitals and stuff like that, because that's, prohibited places and stuff like that. But, yeah, with the exception of that, though, it's like, I'll carry on a damn sidewalk, especially in a fucking major city shithole that's got a bunch of illegals and fucking, crazy-ass gangbangers on it and stuff like that now. So, anyway, then we got Republican senators seek to block export ban rule. We got teens arrested in burglary of Pennsylvania gun shop. We'll talk about that one as well. We also got Alabama House approves gun control measure, because of course they fucking do. Let's see what that one actually was. Let's see, HB 36 Tuesday was passed by the House, which would criminalize the possession of any parts that convert firearms into machine guns. Bill passed by a vote of 60 to 38. Let's see. Yes, the state of Alabama tends to be
I like those parts
as pretty pro-gun, and for perfectly valid reasons, among others, they're a constitutional carry state that tends to run along the lines that they are being little to no state gun control. As such, states native anti-gun jihadists tend to have a lot of disappointment in their lives. Right now, they have something to celebrate. It seems Alabama House passed a gun control measure, which was that thing, is what it is. So the authors, it was authored by Democrat Philip Esner of Montgomery, Alabama. So the bill defines a machine gun as any firearm that shoots, is designed to or intend to shoot, or can be readily restored to shoot more than one shot automatically without manually reloading, or by a single function of the trigger. So upon first violation of the bill, a person will be subject to a maximum of 100 hours community service. A second or subsequent violation is considered a Class C felony. So that's interesting. So essentially, if you're committing a federal felony by buying a Glock switch, you get 100 hours of community service as a first thing, and then a Class C felony as a second one. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense, dude.
Check that out.
That is some fucking Democrat logic for sure on that shit. 100%. Fucking idiocy, man, for real. Let's see, then we got former FBI agent avoids prison on federal gun charges, because of course he does. Yeah, then we got Colorado session enters final stretch with multiple threats to gun owners. This was Cayman Company's thing from yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. I don't know if they're actually going to do anything or not there, but who knows, man. So, yeah, I'll see here. Yes, as most Democrats in the House discuss Sullivan. Or where right now? Oh, we got Tom Sullivan there. Let's see. Let's go check this out real fast. Yeah, Tom Sullivan, whose son was killed in the Aurora movie theater shooting back in the day, who became a state senator, or became a state rep and then state senator. Obviously ran on the anti-gun platform because he wanted basically justice against guns, essentially, for his son's murder, even though he was murdered by some fucking nut who was guaranteed MK Ultra. and he really should be going after the U.S. government, not fucking gunners in this country. But I guess Sullivan has since now become like more ingrained into the actual framework of the Second Amendment, because he's actually, unlike other people who will just sit there and be like, oh no, I'm just going to do this to fuck over gun rights and stuff like that. He actually does his job and reads stuff, and he's actually going to be a potential swing vote there in the Colorado State Senate committee that it would be going into potentially. So yeah, his son Alex was murdered in 2012 or movie theater shooting. As one of the co-chairs committee, who has previously reported, has been vocally skeptical about a state-level ban on guns, despite his support for a wide variety of gun control measures. He was stated as saying, "Federal, absolutely." He responded, "State, no. It would inflame gun rights supporters, was unlikely to be enforced, and would not curb the vast majority of shootings." Says, "Banning that doesn't end well for us," Sullivan said later in the morning of his office, "and I'm speaking as a father of a son who was murdered by a so-called assault weapon." So with the biggest majority in 60 years, Colorado Democrats returned to the Capitol in January, vowing to take on gun violence in the state scared of mass shootings, including Columbine and Aurora movie theater shooting, the Boulder supermarket one, which would be Tops, the Club Q shooting, which ironically enough, all four of these things could have been stopped because the people did shit before that, dude. Not to mention the fact that you had Boulder Supermarket, which would be the Tops. Sorry, it wasn't Tops. It was King Supers. Sorry, I'm confusing the one in New York that it was Top Supermarket with the King Supers one. Yeah, it's King Supers, where that guy was actually like a fucking Islamic motherfucker, and his family knew he was a threat to society. Yet instead of actually calling him up and being like, "Hey, you should probably arrest this dude on various charges," they're like, "No, let's go ahead and hide his gun." And then he finds the gun and goes on this murder spree, is what it was there. And of course, you had Club Q, who that fucking kid was a known threat to society, should have already been deemed a primitive person at that point, yet he was given fucking a slap on the wrist because he's going to be transgender and stuff like that. It's a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. So, anyway. Continues on there and said, April 28th, activists and lawmakers celebrated as Governor Jerry Polis signed the 4 gun control bills, also hailed as the most significant ever. So, but missing was a potential a proposal that divided gun control opponents, and highlighted the evolving political landscape of a blue state with a deep Western hunting and agricultural echoes. A ban on the sale and transfer of assault weapons has been defeated a week prior to the House committee, on which Democrats hold 9 of 13 seats, said the view of Sullivan, one of the legislature's leading gun control champions, helps explain why. Said, quote, "This isn't transportation. This isn't education. This is guns. We haven't been comfortable talking about guns in the state of Colorado ever," Sullivan said. "Why don't we try to strategically move forward instead of blowing up the House?" So most of the Democrats in the House dismissed Sullivan's arguments when HB 1292 reached the floor 2 weeks ago. 9 Democrats joined every Republican in opposition, but thanks to near supermajority the Democrats hold in the House, the bill was still adopted by a 35 to 27 vote. Said Sullivan is no doubt being lobbied by both colleagues and gun control organizations to allow that bill to clear his committee and hit the Senate floor despite his concerns, and he may very well end up deciding to be a good team player and go along with the demands of fellow Democrats. So here's the interesting thing about that, though. The video I was watching the other day, there was 2 chicks there who were talking about the stuff, and it was basically them. Okay, apparently Tactical Top's phone's about to die, so I don't need these anymore. So anyway, so basically you had Sullivan, who a bunch of Democrats actually have been talked into basically not supporting this bullshit anymore, because they understand that what it actually does is like just completely psychotic is what it is, dude. Which that's the thing. People need to realize that with the Colorado man. That piece of shit, first Gen Z douchebag ever, Tim Hernandez, who was a fucking communist terrorist in that fucking state, who should have never been allowed to even run for office for that matter, just based on what she was running on. This asshole legitimately made it so that you would have basically 80% of all shotguns banned in Colorado. I mean, this fucking have, because the same thing with pistol grip, basically. You would have, I think it's like 70% of all handguns or something like that. It's pretty much like 100% of like all the AKs, AR, stuff like that is what it'd be then. And like most of their modern sporting rifles for that matter. So yeah, it's just completely, And not too much, it would also be challenged at courts. The problem is, of course, that would take forever to do that in the court system is what it is there. But yeah, it's just fucking nuts is what it is, bro. So anyway. And then, of course, those chicks I was listening to the other day were talking about it, and they were saying how apparently it would take them basically 3 days to pass this shit. And they had like, I think it was like 1,300 bills they needed to get done and get through, or whatever the case be. So it's like the chances of them spending essentially 72 hours to do this one anti-gun bill that may or may not actually pass or not is like a big fucking deal. So yeah, it all depends, dude. Like, I mean, they still could do it, obviously, if they wanted to fuck around and stuff like that. But yeah, they would definitely, if they were going to do it, they would do it shady as fuck, probably. And it would be either, you know, today, Friday, and then Monday, or it would be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or something like that, that they would then have to get it done. Because they seriously only have, it would be today, tomorrow. I don't know if they meet on Saturdays and Sundays or not. They may. Like, I don't think they meet on Sundays, because I think that's just a thing for like everything is what it is there. So they might still have Saturday then, if that be the case. So it'd be like, so they might have to do it like, if they were going to do it, they would have to do it today, tomorrow, Saturday, or it would be like Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for that like 3 day. And again, I don't think they have the time to do it, man. I just don't think they have time to do it, honestly. I could be wrong. Like, I'll give you an update, honestly, on the 8th. Hopefully I'm right on that one, and they're not going to be able to pull it off then. But we'll see here. Anyway, continues on here and says, yes, it's Sullivan. Is no doubt being yeah, we already talked about that one. Okay, yeah, being lobbied by everybody there is what it is, and may very well end up deciding to go along party lines. After all, they already adopted his bill, mandating the use of merchant codes and gun shops, sending it to Folis's desk, who has now signed it, obviously. So why wouldn't Sullivan do them a solid and at least allow a up or down vote on a gun control bill? So amidst the Californication of Colorado's gun laws, there's at least one tiny bright spot. Says Carno says that a bill that would have obliterated the ability for school districts to have trained and vetted staff members to carry firearms in defense of students was withdrawn by its chief sponsor when it became clear that it wasn't enough support for it, even among fellow Democrats, to get out of the committee. So there's another bill, this one dealing with sensitive places, prohibits most concealed carry holders from bringing their gun onto campuses, but it keeps the current policy in place for K-12 schools. It would, however, significantly repeal the campus carry law that's been in place for 2 decades, requiring colleges and universities specifically to authorize individuals to carry a firearm on campus. So that Carno person says the push for gun control has divided the Democrat caucus in the state to the point that some of the most vocalized gun grabbers, like State Rep Elsbeth Epps, are facing primary challenges from more moderate Democrats. See, that's what I'm thinking, like, honestly, and I've talked about this a couple of years ago. I talked about this when I was going to run for office and stuff like that, and how potentially, if we as gun rights people and stuff like that were smart, what we would start doing actually is running people as Democrats and stuff like that, as so-called like moderate Democrats and shit, and then just have them take over some place that way is what it is then, in these places that are like 100% Democrat, where you're going to have like one horse you can just beat, like as soon as you would like primary challenge somebody and beat them in a primary and stuff like that, you just become a state rep or whatever then, if that be the case. Like, do that, take over that seat, and then as soon as you take over the seat and get into power, bang, you're something else is what it is then, dude, and you actually show your true colors as a pro-2A motherfucker is what it is then. Like, whether that be like a constitutional party or something like that, or whether it be, Republican Party, whatever it is, doesn't matter, Libertarian Party, anything like that's what it would be then. Like, just change your party affiliation, something else is what it would be then. So, and yeah, you would probably only have like 2 years in power at that point. But again, dude, you can get a lot of fucking good shit done in 2 years, dude. And also the fact that you can pretty much like tell the constituency to go fuck themselves on that one by passing a good bunch of legislation then, where they couldn't basically oust you in the next election cycle. Like, that could happen too, for that matter. So, or even like redraw the districts and stuff like that. So now you're in a new district that's like better pro-2A and stuff like that. That's what it would be then. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you could do in that 2 years, man. So, and again, like, it's not like we shouldn't do this. Honestly, we should, man. Especially when you got Bloomberg sitting there fucking bribing a bunch of people in state houses and stuff like that, and funding entire campaigns of people that are anti-gun as fuck, and especially a lot of them are modern action cuntheads is what it is there, dude. So, bunch of stupid fucking cunts when the mother of fucking society is what it is, dude. Anyway, But you got Epps facing primary challenges by moderate Democrats. So that Carnos person is not predicting an avalanche of pro-Second Amendment sentiment from Democrat candidates this year. But she says she does believe that anti-gunners are out of step with most Coloradans and could play a major role in the primaries. Said be sure to check the entire conversation with fast. There you go. It says faster Colorado's Lorna Carno in the video window below. Okay, so this is the one they're talking right there too. So yeah. And by the way, for those who don't know what faster is, it's the that's the only, like that's the thing, right? Like going back to the NRA stuff and stuff like that. That's like the only good thing the NRA ever did was like this faster program that basically allows like teacher carries what it is then, and they train people how to carries what it is in schools and like do like the 40, 50, 60 hours of mandatory training they need for it is what it is then. Depending on the state, obviously, it's different ones for everyone what it is there. So anyway, moving on to the three other topics we're going to talk about today for gun stuff for Buckshot Thursday here. We got this one, which is North Carolina thieves use forklift to steal guns. It says one thing we need to remember about people breaking in is that you'll never be able to stop someone determined to enter a building. All you can do is make your home as unattractive a target as humanly possible. The goal is to make them find an easier target, not the most warm and comforting thought. Yet it is what it is. For most people, that's good enough. You can't really help if your neighbors don't take similar precautions. With stores, it's not all that different. The only difference is the bad guys don't have to wonder what's inside. So if they've got the product they really want, they have to do. You have to do more. It says, and the bad guys somehow have a forklift. However, oh my God, is this in Ohio? I know this is Youngsville. Never mind. I'm retarded. It said North Carolina to begin with. Okay, I confused that place with Youngstown. I mean, that's why I said that. Okay. Yeah, Youngsville police are looking for 3 people caught on video breaking into a gun range by using a forklift to pull the front entrance door away from the building. It says, quote, we prepare for a lot of things, Youngsville Gun Club owner Jason Gladwell said. You cannot prepare for someone stealing a forklift and running through a steel cage and breaking into your business. Gladwell said the security system has the ability to record very precise details, said what we do we do know exactly what they did. We've got an amazing security system, so we know exactly what they did, how long they were in the store for. The system was tracking everything, so we've got a very good record of what's in the store and what's not in the store anymore. This video footage showed the people entering the store and leaving with guns. Because of that, quote, amazing security system, police know the break-in happened at 1:17 Wednesday morning, and Gladwell is right. You really can't prepare for someone crashing through your front door of your store. No, you can't, dude. It's fucking crazy, though. It says, luckily, it sounds like they know exactly what was taken, which means anyone who gets caught with one of the stolen firearms will really be able to claim they don't have a stolen gun. Not really be able to claim they don't have a stolen gun. So, yeah, it's good, obviously. Yeah, people are fucking dumb as fuck, dude. I'll tell you what. Like, and it goes back to everything, dude. Like I said, criminals are going to criminal. You had one here recently in Ohio. It was like, I think it was about a month or two ago now, because I was talking to my sister about the day it happened or whatever, because I was watching the local news about it. And it was obviously black. It was like 3 or 4 of them. They broke into 3 different gun shops in the state, dude, in the same area there. They broke into a Rural King. They broke into Dunham Sports or something like that, and they broke into someplace else. And thank God, like, all of them had their guns like taken out of the display cases and like locked into vaults and shit like that, dude. And they weren't able to get jack shit from any of it was what it was then. I'm sorry, the third one was like a mom and pop shop was what it was there. But yeah, thankfully all had them locked up was what it is. So yeah, they didn't get shit though. All they did was break some windows and stuff like that and got nothing for it is what it is. So thank God for that one. But that's the problem though. You have to take those kind of measures because again, we don't have a high trust society anymore because again, you have a bunch of fucking assholes that want to be a bunch of fucking little criminal shitbags. Not being having the book fucking thrown at them for their crimes they committed already is what it is. It's a fucking juvenile, dude. Well, they should be charged as an adult most times, what it is there. So, anyway. Moving on from there, we got teens arrested in burglary of Pennsylvania gun shop. So we got, after thieves smashed a car through the front door of Seconds Count Firearms. That's like a good name for I do like that, dude. That is a really good name for a gun shop. Seconds Count Firearms. Another one would be Minutes Matter. You know, or even like Seconds Matter. Seconds Matter, Minutes Away, or something like that. That would be a great one for like a gun shop. That would be like, you know, both for the people that need it right now and for the cops and shit. They're going to be minutes away, or whatever the case be. Yeah, so Seconds Count Firearms in Mercer Bureau, Pennsylvania. Gun store owner Tom Cerno has been trying to piece his shattered business back together. Said you put your heart and soul into a business and then just kids wanting to be idiots, destroying everything you've built over the years. Your name, reputation, everything, he said to the local affiliate there in Pittsburgh. Says 4 people have been arrested and charged with smash and grab, which resulted in at least 10 AR-15 rifles being stolen from the shop. And as this guy indicated, most of them are juveniles, because of course they fucking are, dude. But again, that's the thing, right? Are they going to be charged as juveniles, or are they going to be charged as adults? Because they should be charged as adults at that point. I don't care what fuck you are. If you're stealing guns and stuff like that, I don't care if you're fucking 10, if you're 15, if you're fucking, 17, whatever the case be. Your ass should be charged as a fucking adult at that point, dude. You should be charged as an adult, and as soon as you hit the age of 18, bang, you go to fucking real jail. Real prison is what it is then, bro. And you do 25 years or more is what it is. Like, in fact, I would say what it needs to be is it should be X amount for every gun stolen, and then it just stacks on top of that's what it is then. So if it's like 5 years for one firearm step, 10 years for one firearm step, or whatever the case be, you steal 15 guns, guess what, motherfucker? You're basically doing life in prison now, is what it is. Goodbye. Way to fuck up your life at the age of 14 or whatever the case be, dipshit. So let's go ahead and see what it says for juveniles there. Let's see. Does it actually say here? ETF. Okay, so the Pittsburgh police arrested 4 people Monday night. Multiple guns were stolen early morning. Pittsburgh police public safety said 9 p.m. officers stopped a car after police were told by the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco Firearms to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai account that was involved in a gun store robbery during a traffic stop. Police said that they saw guns in plain view inside the car. It's not clear how many guns were actually found in the car. Said 3 of those were juveniles who are each charged with possession of a firearm by a minor and receiving stolen property. Again, charged them as adults, dude. So they were released by juvenile probation for placement. So yeah, they're going to be charged with juveniles. That's fucking bullshit entirely, dude. Then we got Mickery Reed, 19 of Pittsburgh, was charged with a person not in possession of a firearm. So they'll probably get a slap on the wrist too. And I guarantee you, just by that name, it's all black teens is what it is, dude. So we can find this fucking idiot. Yeah, apparently not though. But yeah, it's fucking bullshit, dude, what it is. Like his usual goddamn suspects, dude, it always fucking is. So the ATF is also investigating a robbery at Duke's Sports Shop in Newcastle by possibly the same punk asses what it is there. So, yeah. Like, it's exactly who you think it is, dude. It's fucking black teens in this country. It's the Sun teens. It's the fucking Sun men. It's the Sun fucking everything, dude, is what it is. And I'll make it racial at this point. White men like me can't have our fucking rights because a fucking piece of shit black dudes is what it is, dude. Piece of shit black teens are a bunch of fucking criminals is what it is then. And I'm fucking sick and tired of it, dude. And it's not even just these assholes. It's all the fucking illegals in our country of fucking Latino backgrounds and everything else like that, dude, that are fucking criminals coming over from Venezuela and shit like that, too, for that matter. Oh. Fucking sick of seeing my rights be taken away by these fucking jerk-offs that don't even belong in my country in most cases, what it is, dude. So, speaking of jerk-offs don't belong in America here, got guns found at campus protests in Florida and Texas by these fucking Gaza ass clowns, these fucking domestic terrorists is what it is here, dude, of the left. So we haven't talked a whole lot about the protest encampments that have popped up on colleges and universities across the nation. Why? Because that's not a regular wheelhouse. They're political protests that deal with no non-secondary issues. And then they talked about sister sites that did the thing there is what it is. This is Barry, it was Tom Knight that said it here. He said, we would focus on other things because we do what we do here. He said, frankly, I find it hilarious that the people who keep claiming colonization is bad have basically tried to set up pathetic little colonies on college campuses. They're not doing it well, mind you, since they're not remotely self-sustaining or even attempting to be, but they are what they are. Yet a couple instances have now brought these protests into our domain, so it seems that guns have been found. So guns have now entered the playing field, not the hips of the police officers breaking up the encampments. At first in Florida, anti-Israel protester / domestic terrorist Atim Oatman, 39. So this guy's either black or Arabic. Let's go ahead and see if we can find a fucking picture of this asswipe. Oh yeah, that's exactly what you expect, dude. That's exactly what I think, man. For this fucking guy right here. This guy looks like a fucking terrorist piece of shit, dude. Yeah, the Palestinian is charged along with 9 others. Yeah, that guy looks like a fucking like Islamic terrorist waiting to fucking happen right now, dude, for real. Like he looks like a fucking massacre, waiting to do a fucking massacre, jihad shit or whatever, dude. Fuck that fucking guy, man, seriously. Then we got, meanwhile, UT Austin spokesman said that guns were found on its campus hidden in a breezeway on Monday. It says buckets of large rocks, bricks, steel, reinforced wood planks, mallets, and chains were all found on campus belonging to these fucking terrorists. It says university staff found a 5-gallon bucket filled with large chunks of concrete strategically hidden in a breezeway at Callahan Hall leading to the south lawn. Says an identical bucket was found in a similar location last Wednesday. Similar buckets of rocks have been used during the last couple of weeks to assault cops there. Says nearly 80 people were arrested at UT Austin on Monday after demonstrations set up tents and a barricade on South Lawn, despite lawmakers banning campuses from doing that shit in 2021. And of course, they found guns there too, is what it was. So it's fucking ridiculous what it is, dude. So the problem here is that it's like, as they reported here with the update there in Texas and stuff like that, they're letting these little fuck bags go, dude. Arrested so-called protesters can need to be released from jail. No, you fucking charged them with domestic terrorism, just conspiracy, etc., dude. All kinds of conspiracy charges and stuff like that. Fucking money laundering, for God's sakes. RICO act their asses on that one, dude. And hit them in the fucking head with the goddamn book is what it is, bro. Take their asses out once for fucking all is what it is, man. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. I think everybody else is too, for that matter. Because you know damn well, and we've talked about a week or so with Honda and company, everybody else like that, dude. If it was any kind of right-wing people, any kind of MAGA people, etc., dude, you had a bunch of people walking around out there, fucking, you know, throwing on the old, change it real quick here, throwing on the old MAGA hats and shit like that, you would immediately have them arrested for fucking domestic terrorism in this country, bro. But yet we're not allowing this shit to go on because these fucking douchebags are sitting there walking around with some other fucking thing on, is what it is then. So it's a bunch of crap entirely, man. I'm fucking sick of it. But anyway. Yeah, that being said, though, that's pretty much right for the day is what it is. I'm fucking over all of it, man. I'll be back most likely tomorrow with Freedom Friday. I might do a reseller Friday too, because I was talking to my cousin yesterday about going out tomorrow and doing some stuff and whatnot, maybe getting a few things from the place. He said he wants to go over there and get some stuff too, so hopefully he can give me a call here in a couple hours, and then we can set something up for tomorrow morning or whatever it is. Then we can all go out there and do together then, and maybe he'll be able to take me on my appointment then for the case after the fact or something. So yeah, but it is what it is right now. So. But other than that, though, I am basically done right now for the day. Got some stuff I got to do, and then I'll be back, like I said, tomorrow for, Freedom Friday and maybe a reseller Friday, too, for that matter. Different stuff I would get. And then, of course, on Saturday, I'll have a bunch of people coming here and doing some stuff, and then we'll all just be working then. And I may or may not do Stand Your Ground Saturday. It all depends. I'm really, really not sure on that one. If I do, it'll be later in the night probably. So, actually, speaking of 2A related stuff, ATF's new rule is illegal. 4 states join Gunners of America lawsuit against ATF, as they should. As they should. They should all be joining at this point, dude. The 30-something constitutional carry states should be joining that shit, dude, honestly. I just want to know which the 4 states actually are in this one. So let me go ahead and grab this up real quick, and we'll finish out with this story, actually, for the day. So So we'll do this in the next couple minutes. What it is here. So yeah, we got ATF rule being illegal, unconstitutional. So what are the 4 states, though, is the question. Okay. Big lawsuits. Who are the fucking states is the question. Come on. Give me the states, man. Congressional oversight, executive order, impact on industry, call for accountability and reform. Looking ahead. Are you going to fucking tell me what the goddamn states are? Fuck, man. Jesus Christ, people. Show me the fucking... How the fuck do you not show me the fucking states in that? What the fuck? Or did they show them? I just overlooked the damn shit is what it is, man. Right, let me go look at let me go back to this whole thing to start out with on this. Okay, so we got selling firearms, engage in business, tradition. Okay, vague stuff. Preliminary injunction, ATF rule. Questions arise by proper balance, power between Congress, executive branches. Okay. Still don't see anything about states there. Still nothing about states there. Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. What the hell? I'm going to go look this shit up and see what it says here now, dude. I'm going to look up this exact thing and see if it pops up with something else in the case. Okay, here we go. So Texas is one of them for sure then. So... Oh, here you go. Now we got 26 states sue ATF over rule targeting lawful gun owners. That was a day ago. So let's see. What are the 26 states, though? Ohio better be fucking one of them, man. It says 26 states sued ATF on Wednesday, arguing federal rule impacting target lawful gun owners is unconstitutional and illegal. Texas and Kansas led 2 multi-state coalitions. Florida filed its own lawsuit. So Texas, Kansas, Florida. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach announced the multi-state coalition in a joint press conference in Fresno, Texas on Wednesday. The announcement was made. That was the first time Paxton held a press conference about official state business since he was impeached last year. It's bullshit impeachment by fucking Bushies, by the way. The Bush family was trying to oust him is what it was there. Because there's a bunch of rhinos in the Texas State House, what it is there. Let's see, what was the other states involved in this? Does it say? Okay, here we go. Yes, the Texas coalition includes Louisiana, Mississippi, and Utah. So that would be the ones probably in the GOA suit then. So lawsuit filed by U.S. District Court, Northern District of Texas, Amarillo Division. It says Kansas coalition includes Arkansas, Iowa, Montana, Alabama, Alaska, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wyoming. What the fuck, Dave Yost? Why are we not on this in Ohio, you assholes? The fuck, man? You know what? Fuck this. I'm going to go straight to fucking whatchamacallit right now and be like, hey, Dave Yost, get off your fucking ass and do something with this bitch. And be this fucking 27th state. Damn, dude. Ohio should have been one of the first fucking states in this. What the fuck, man? Okay. So for those interested, this is what I'm saying to Yost right now. I'm specifically targeting Dave Yost on X right now, who is the Attorney General here in Ohio. I said, why isn't Ohio part of this clearly unconstitutional rule by an alphabet agency? Do your job and make Ohio the 27th state to join the lawsuit. And done. Yeah, we should have totally been in the first 25. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Frank LaRose 47 minutes ago. Important announcement about the work we do to ensure integrity of Ohio's voter rolls. Well, clearly you don't, dude, because if you did, you'd investigate Sheriff Brown's cheat from 6 years ago. Oh, good God. All right, let's see this bullshit now. So you got a black fucking judge in Seattle, Washington area. Says Judge Andrea German in Seattle just dismissed all criminal trespass charges against half of the pro-Palestine terrorists who blocked the I-5 for 4 hours. So sided with defense attorney suggesting it was wrong of state patrol to recognize the suspects from social media. Blockade happened January 6, 2024. What a bunch of bullshit, dude. Her ass needs to be disbarred and fucking thrown in prison for that crap, dude. Enough is enough of this fucking bullshit, dude. Yeah, Scott Rittenhouse said she was removed from the bench entirely. Yes, exactly. Yeah. By the way, for those who don't know, conspiracy to commit is actually, I believe, a felony in most states actually right now. So. And we got Brittany Gaynor opens up about her time in Russian prison, says she's considered ending her life. Fucking clown. Such a liar, you fucking worthless cunt. You cannot tell me, dude, that this motherfucker is not a dude pretending to be a fucking woman right here, dude. That is 100% a fucking man pretending to be a fucking female. So, because they couldn't hack it in the actual NBA, so they go WNBA is what it was. Yeah. Yeah, somebody here said, that's why you shouldn't play the game, because you can't win. They will hate you no matter what. Yeah, it's people basically shit talking white people is what it is there. So, yeah, don't even allow them to fucking whatever, dude. Fuck them. Yeah. Apparently this morning, Kurt Russell supposedly was quoted as saying that illegals should be forcibly deported from America. Yes, they should be. It should have been a long fucking time ago, bro. Long ass fucking time ago, what it is. So, anyway. We got members of the Ukrainian army burn an effigy of Donald Trump, claiming he will never be president again. Your U.S. tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen. And somebody said it's like the fucking community notes comes likely false or whatever, which I think is absolute bullshit. That's a fucking line of itself, bro. So, anyway. Jesus Christ, dude. This is where we're going to leave off today, actually, going back to the whole campus bullcrap. There's what it is, dude. Which is, let's see how the, quote, protesters left the UCLA campus, exactly how they leave every area they, quote, unquote, protest in. Yeah, fucking trash heap is what it is. What a joke, man. I remember back in the day with Woodstock and stuff like that, they would actually pick up after themselves and shit because they were actually good people back then. These people are just trash, dude. They're trash. What we're saying, trash is what it is, dude. And then you got that stupid cunt Frederica Wilson who should have been thrown out of office many, many years ago. Claimed before Roe vs. Wade, I was forced to carry my Jesus fucking Christ, lady. Your ass shouldn't be in power, woman. Go fuck yourself. I love how she said she was forced to carry a stillborn to term or whatever the case be. Yeah, supposedly poisoned her bloodstream. Supposedly she claims almost she died from it or whatever the case be. Yeah, you're fucked in the head, lady. Get the hell to office. Yeah, I called her ass out like Gene be called out. By the way, speaking of, actually, we'll leave it off with this one right now. Speaking of what I was talking about earlier with the whole, fucking sun teen thing there, then you got the sun teen females here. Fucking twerking on the cop cars with it like a bunch of idiots. Goddamn ghetto culture, man. I don't want to see any more of that. Fucking pathetic, dude. Oh, then we got this one. Portland State. Outside the Antifa Gaza Liberation Library encampment, pepper spray carrying mass militants in black follow and harass people that were citizen journalists there. And like I said before, dude, you'll notice that this only happens in places where you cannot carry. It only happens in states that are all anti-gun and shit like that, dude. Yeah, so you'll notice this kind of leftist terrorism is only happening in places where Americans can't carry guns and deal with these leftist terrorists once and for all, which could be possibly construed against rules or whatever. I don't give a fuck at this point, honestly, dude. They want to hit me for that, they can hit me for that. I'll fucking fight it, honestly, on that one. Because that's the thing, right? They should be fucking shot and killed at this point, honestly, dude. When you're committing terrorist acts on U.S. soil, no, your ass should be in a fucking 6 feet under is what it is, bitch. So it's as simple as that, really, legitimately. But anyway. So I was just checking to see if there's anything that I want to talk about statewide for the stuff coming up recently here. Don't see anything. Just a bunch of random bullshit. Oh, yeah. That was one. So they're now trying to designate a roadway / highway area in some county for that dumb bitch Bridget Kelly. And it's like, man, that woman was the oath-breaking piece of shit. Why would you ever name anything in the state? I'll tell you right now, if I ever become governor of the state, dude, one of my first 20 acts in the office right then that first day is going to be, okay, this Memorial Highway for this bitch is null and void now. Fuck her. She was a fucking oath-breaking sack of shit. May she rest in piss at that point, dude, for real. And fucking hell where her abortionist ass belongs is what it is. Abortionist anti-gun ass belongs, dude. Because fuck that stupid cunt. Fucking piece of crap. So. Ooh. Huh. Let's see this one right here. Huh. That's interesting. Apparently, from now until the end of the year, Springfield Armory is doing a free 2020 rimfire rifle when you purchase any of their new 2020 Waypoint or Redline rifles. Which makes sense because I'm sure those other ones cost like a G or something or more. So it's not like you're getting a free gun. You're just getting like two guns that are, lesser prices what it is than from each other. So anyway. Yeah, I just saw that pop up in my thing. There's what it is. So that's cool. Not that I would ever buy Springfield because fuck those people. They're going to be American made, but yet they're going to sit there and be all Croatian made in most cases. And then, of course, they also did that shit back in the day where they tried to fuck over people in Illinois at all. And yeah, it's just total scumbag bullshit is what it is, dude. Actually, let me go check this one out for these premium boat actions. Okay, so it's basically a bolt action rimfire. That's actually not bad. That's kind of cool, actually. I wouldn't mind having one of those. Would I actually pay for another rifle to get that, though? No, I would not. I'm trying to see if they'd actually give me a fucking... Oh, interesting. So that... Yeah, I'm trying to see what the price of these other ones are. Then if that's the case. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I was wrong about the price of that one, man. At least the red line one anyway. So it's not like one. It's like, yeah, it's like legitimately it's over two, man. So two with a bunch of zeros behind it. So yeah, it makes sense that they'd be giving you another rifle for that price. Like, yeah, fuck that, man. That's way overpriced. So, yeah, I think it's funny how all these companies are like, "Oh, hey, we'll do this thing for you," whatever the case be. It's like, yeah, that's all well and good, dude, but it's like it's not gonna work well for you though. Huh. What is this one? Oh, that's cool. So apparently, if you're buying some Walther handguns, you'll get free ammo with them. It's either a couple hundred rounds of Federal Punch or 100 rounds of the 22 mag for one of the other handguns. Then, depending on which one you're getting there. So that's cool. I wonder if you have to send it in for to get them ammo or not, or if it's like one of those things where it just gives it to you for free right away, what it is at the store or something. Because that's how it should work, honestly. But yeah, most likely it'll be the opposite way of that though. So what I do know is come Saturday, the new ad for my local should be popping up or so, maybe Sunday, someplace in there. So I'm waiting to look forward to see what happens in that one then. I don't know if they're still going to have that lower on sale or not, then or not, which would be nice if they did, because I'd like to get another one of those, obviously, at some point for another build. But, unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't happen, so. Huh. See, we got USCCA dropping a member and their footage of a self-defense released. Bad news for USCCA is what they're saying here now. Well, I guess we'll find out on that one, dude. Hopefully that's the case, actually, but who knows, man. That's the problem with any of those companies, though. Like, right? Like, your entire job as a company is supposed to be to, like, protect people's rights in, like, self-defense encounters and stuff like that, dude, and make sure they don't get fucked over in the long run is what it is. But yet you're going to sit there and tell them after they actually have a self-defense encounter, like, oh, yeah, you just spent, 3 years of your fucking life savings bullshitting into this fucking, BS fucking carry insurance, and now we're not going to cover your ass and you're not fired kind of thing. Or essentially we're not going to send lawyers to you and you just pissed away a bunch of money and stuff. And, oh, good luck trying to sue us for that. It's a bunch of shit, dude. It really is. Like, what the fuck, man? So irritating, man. It's so unconstitutional too, by the way, and it's another reason why I don't have carry insurance in this country, because I'd rather take my chances in a constitutional carry state is what it is. It has stand your ground laws in place. We're done with it. Oh, somebody shit talking PSA. Let me know their shit came in all fucked up with the daggers, I guess. Well, I'm sure you'll have a stinker here and there depending on that thing, because they're sending out like, you know, hundreds of guns every time, dude. And who's to say it was them doing it? Who's to say it wasn't your gun shop fucking you over then? So could have been either or, honestly, on that point. I know that's why Guns and Barbecue refuses to use those people anymore, because that's what he was saying about how he got fucked over by them a couple times with some builds he was trying to get there, and they wouldn't give him his money back or whatever, or like replace the parts that they were all fucked up or whatever then. So, which I totally don't blame him for that one. And I'll tell you what, though, personally, like I've used Delta Team a couple times now, and as of right now, like, you know, the little bit I've shot of those guns, man, like they work well, honestly. So I trust my life with them and stuff. And like I said, I plan on building a third one out pretty soon is what it is, because from everything I looked into right now, like they're actually a good quality, man. Like they actually work well. And especially if you're looking, like that's the thing. People always talk about like Pamela State Armory and stuff like that being like such a good quality or whatever, and like good price point and everything like that. But like I've done the comparison between the two companies right now, dude. And when you can get like the full upper build, which includes bolt carry group and charging handle from Delta Team for less than you get it from PSA, like why wouldn't I just get the upper from Delta Team is what it is? You know, as somebody who is a poorer person and stuff like that. So anyway, but yeah, that's my plan right now, is to do that again at some point in the future. And I'm debating what I want to get right now. Obviously, I was thinking about, like I said to Corey and Tactical last night, I was looking at this cargo version they have on thing right now, which I do like the look of it, obviously, but like I'm debating right now. Like I might go with something else for that matter. The reason I like that cargo one though is because it has a linear comp on it, which is nice. But the rail system on it is not the greatest, obviously. But again, I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to start fucking with rails and everything like that is what it is. And it's like, once it's built, it's built. I'm using it. I'm not going to use it, whatever the case be then. So, but yeah, I plan on being one of these guys in the next like couple of years now. It's like, because it's like, you think about it, right? Like looking back like 2 years ago, I technically had 0 ARs in my collection because I had one that was just a bunch of pieces. And now I have 2 fully built right now in the last like 6 months. So, and yeah, I'm assuming by the end of the year I'll have a third one then. So my eventual plan is to have like at least like probably 15 or 20 guns then. So, which I'm getting closer every day. I got, was it like 7 now or something, I think, right? Something like that. Maybe 8. Not sure. I can't remember offhand. I'm trying to think now. Because we got Taurus, Phoenix Arms, shotgun, 2 ARs. So yeah, 7. So 13 to go is what it would be. And my plan for the rest of the year right now is hopefully to buy 3 more at least anyway, which is going to be, I really want to get, well, actually 4 now I think about it, which would be, as long as we can get the money together for them, obviously, which would be most likely another AR of some variant, and then maybe like a 22 conversion kit with that if I get the cash for that. If not, and then it would be, so that'd be 1, and then it would be a Mossberg Maverick 88 security, and then I'm going to look to try to get that Taurus 942 and 22, the little snub nose 22 revolver, because like I was telling my friend's buddy that's buying the car right now, I said I would really like to get that gun because I want to do a 3-gun competition thing at some point in the future and be the inventor of that, basically is what it is. Or I don't know if I don't think anybody's invented it yet, but maybe they did. I don't fucking know. If it is, I haven't heard about it, is what it would be. So, but yeah, the whole thing would be semi-automatic pistol, semi-automatic rifle, and then revolver. Like at least an 8-shot revolver is what it is then. So, And yeah, you could use like the Tauruses, you could use, those Rugers that are on the market, like the LCR ones or whatever else there. Like as long as it's an 8-shot revolver or more. So I think I think the GP100 too, if I'm not mistaken, from Ruger is like a 10-shot or something like that. But yeah, it'd basically be, the plan of it would be, it would be doing like 3 rounds kind of thing, and it would be 10 rounds from the rifle, 10 rounds from the semi-automatic pistol, and then it would be 8 rounds from the revolver in like each consecutive thing or whatever. And it would be like fastest times win kind of things would be there for like one thing. Then it would be like another thing would just be like, best target placement, etc. there. Like closest grouping, all the stuff like that. So it would be us categories and whatnot then. So again, it's just spitballing things right now is what it is then. And then we'd most likely also have something else with like the rifles and stuff like that, where it'd be like maybe like an egg challenge or like something similar to that, if that'd be the case then, where it's, you're shooting eggs at like, 50 yards or 100 yards out or something like that, and seeing who can actually, bust their shit or whatever then, the fastest. And if nothing else, like even just hitting it or whatever the case be. I think there's also one with like a golf ball too, if I'm not mistaken, that's already existing out there, which you might have that as one too as well for the rifle and stuff. Or even maybe just do that as like a pistol challenge or something like that for like 20 yards or something maybe, and see how many people can actually hit like 20 yards on target with a pistol or something like that, because that'd be kind of funny. Because I'm sure almost nobody will, is what it is. But no, like seriously, I'd like to do like a 3-gun rimfire competition is what it is in the future, where it just becomes like the normal standard stuff is what it is then, since there's already like 2-gun rimfire out there and stuff like that. And then of course there's like regular 3-gun is what it is too, which, unfortunately, there's not many shotguns on the market that are chambered in 22. So, I mean, there's a couple out there, but I think it'd be more likely to do like revolvers, what it is at this point, and plus it'd be more interesting too for that matter. Or you could have something too on that matter where it might just be like revolver, shotgun, rifle, or something like semi-automatic rifle, like pump actiony type of shotgun, or whatever the case be in 22, and then it would be like a revolver or something. Like that could be another variant of the other thing then. Like that would be like your cowboy version or something like that. Or even actually, that would be, you would have like cowboy rimfire, and it would be just like revolver, and then it would be like pump action shotgun or something like that. Or no, actually, cowboy would be that. Oh, sorry, it would be, you would have like the Henry 22s and stuff like that, or something similar like that. That would be your rifle, and then it would be, you would have like the pump action shotgun or whatever the case be, and then you'd have some kind of revolver, most likely like a Heritage Rough Rider or something like that, or like one of the Ruger ones. It's like the 6-shot one or whatever. That would be your actual revolver for that, like cowboy version of that, if that be the case then. So, but yeah, just something to spitball out there is what it is though. But anyway, I guess that's what I gotta do though, for the next hour or so, and then I'll be back, like I said, tomorrow hopefully with some more Freedom Friday, and then maybe Reseller Friday too as well. So it all depends. Waiting for my cousin to give me a call, which I don't think he has yet. So we'll find out here in a little while or not. But anyway, yeah, other than that though, it's been fun, it's been real, it's been interesting, it's been crazy. And fuck the left at this point, dude, because they're a bunch of goddamn terrorists and they need to be dealt with accordingly, is what it is. They need to be forcibly removed from these college campuses in handcuffs, and when everything else they do, everything like that is terrorist related, dude, they need to be charged with fucking federal felonies at this point, dude. And it needs to be decades-long prison sentence, if nothing else, at minimum. If not, like I said earlier, death penalty-related sentencing and stuff like that. So, anything that these January 6 people got, they should get like double that fucking amount of time in the prison system is what it is then, dude. Because it would actually be justifiable right now. So, anyway. But, yeah, other than that, though, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be carrying, because you never know how psychotic these fucking leftists will get and how they will try to target you. And I do want to point something out. We had to ban 4 different accounts last night that were all probably the same person and basically cucking for Antifa and trying to fucking use our platform to push their bullshit there is what it is. And yeah, they got banned, and they'll be banned forever is what it is. And I'll continue to ban these kind of accounts that do that kind of shit, dude, because fuck you people. You're not going to use my goddamn YouTube channel to push your fucking leftist terrorism, you fucking assholes. You can go eat my fucking ass on that one, bitch. So, anyway. But yeah, I think that was most likely some kind of a troll or whatever the case be, since it was after midnight. It was very interesting too, by the way. It happened like right after you had one guy leave the chat, which I know it wasn't him doing it because he wouldn't do that kind of stuff. And yeah, Corey's a good guy and stuff. He would not do that to us. But I guarantee it was some leftist turd out there doing the shit. What it was, dude. And yeah, they can go fuck themselves on that one for sure. So anyway, but yeah, that's what we'll be out for the day, though. Is what it is. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow for some other stuff then, and it'll be a good one then. I might do a stream here in a little bit on Streamlabs with the Walking Dead Survivors game then, or it'll just be my audio and stuff like that. It won't be my video, because I do want to talk about some of the stuff in that game. I'm currently doing some stuff right now on that actually to get things done. And yeah, I'm finally above 5,000 for my my main account to get my stuff done. I just got to wait a couple more days right now, because unfortunately I had to re-up my my thing for the current Thriving Forces event, and until that is able to get taken out, which I think we actually have enough right now for the overall speed ups and stuff like that and everything to, whenever reset happens here, to take that down then. And then pretty much from there I'll be immediately doing my Ultimate Fighter one then, which yeah, we have just over 5K right now for that one right now, and it'll take, without any kind of 10% discount on that one, it'll take 20 days, 7 hours, and 32 minutes. But with our 10% global bonus from the scientist thing or whatever, it should be at least a couple of days shaving off of that. So it should be more like 17 or 18 days, give or take. And that's all said and done. And then from there, it'll just be, yeah, we'll just do it down from there is what it'll be. And then we'll have like everything else basically getting done and whatnot then. So yeah, it'll be what it is at that point. And pretty much that's what we'll be at for the day is what it is. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will be back, like I said, tomorrow for Freedom Friday, and most likely also an episode of Reseller Friday, depending. Obviously, it all depends if I can go to the thing or not in the morning. So, because my cousin said he wants to go, but then he also hasn't called me yet. So it depends if he actually calls me or emails me or whatever the case be, and then we can actually set something up then for the morning is what it'll be then. And if I can do it, I will do it then, because I got, like I said, a few bucks in my pocket right now that I can go over there and spend and, you know, do what needs to be done for stuff and be able to get a few things to resell down the road is what it is. Because I was telling him yesterday, I was like, yeah, with these people fucking me over, what it is then, like, with all the shit, it's like, you know, I got to have something coming in right now. And as it is right now, I got to call my sister up too here pretty soon, because when I was looking at apartments and stuff, it was talking about my yearly income and everything like that, and my credit score and stuff. And it's like, well, I don't have these things right now. So like, I know my credit score is shit. I don't know what that's offhand right now, honestly. And my yearly income right now is technically zero. That being said, whenever we sell the house and I have money on that thing, it'll be at least that money anyway that I'll be able to use for, you know, rent and things. So, but the problem is there is having that available to me is what it does also. So it's like a whole thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how many places are willing to rent to me on that one, just based on that alone. So it's not good either way. And that's like another thing where I don't want to leave the house, and if that be the case, because it's like, yeah, like God forbid, like, you know, I think I have something set up for me or whatever. Then, but it's like they're sitting there telling me like, oh, well, you don't have any income to show us and stuff like that, so we're not gonna rent to you and stuff, because we don't know if you're gonna be able to pay us and shit. And it's like, yeah, well, here's, you know, X amount of money I can pay you right fucking now, dude, and it'd be years month or years rent for the or month, yeah, it would be 12 months rent for the entire year, like right now, kind of thing is what it would be or something. So now, granted, I can't actually do that, unfortunately, but if I could, it'd be interesting though. because it really wouldn't matter what my income would be based on, because it's like, yeah, here's the fucking money. Like, it's going to be paid out, dude. Like, just give me the fucking keys. Let me move in right now. So, but yeah, I know she's talking about being a co-signer for me, so I don't know. Like, I'll definitely have to talk to her about that then if that be the case, and figure out what the hell the deal is on that one, because the thing is right now, the one that sent me the thing yesterday, it said they won't even basically give me a tour without me, like, providing all the information to them is what it is, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? So, yeah, it's a bunch of crap entirely, dude. But anyway, so it's like the damn lemon stealing horse shit again, dude. But anyway, for those who don't know about that one, that's a oldie but goodie, where it's it was some chick who was a lemon stealing whore, and it was being in some fucking porno many years ago, I guess. So, yeah, it's needless to say, it is not good acting in that, man. Like, it is some pretty piss poor acting on people's part, but it is funny just for that reason, because it is such bad acting, honestly. Because it's like, yeah, porn stars are not good actors, dude. Like, a lot of them are showing that already. Is when they try to do acting is what it is. Like, they fucking fall flat on their faces, what it is there. Which in many cases is how they got there to begin with, because they were sucking dick is what it is. So, you know, is what it is, man. But anyway. But yeah, that being said, though, like I said, I'll be back here at some point in the future, and then do some stuff here and there, and get things done and whatnot, and then figure it out from there, basically, and go along that way and do what need to be doing then and stuff like that. So, but yeah, other than that, though, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real interesting. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow for Freedom Friday. Till later, have a good one, y'all. And make sure that you are never the person in that self-defense encounter that does not make it out alive. So, later, y'all. See ya.